So we're here in Nolensville, Tennessee at Morning Glory Orchard, and I'm with Kurt Wyman. And Kurt, you have cherry trees. Now I know that a lot of homeowners look at cherry trees and they think, oh, I want to have some of those, because when they do produce fruit, they look like little Christmas tree ornaments all over the tree. So there are challenges to growing this in your home. So tell us some good and bad points about putting a cherry tree in your own yard.
All right, Tammy, the cherry tree is like any other fruit tree. It requires air and light and good nutrients. So one of your first challenges when you plant this as a homeowner is to make sure it's in a location that's going to have plenty of sunlight. You then want to prune it so that you don't have a lot of crowding around each and every limb. You want to have it open, and there are two ways of doing that. One is with a normal leader tree that grows straight up, and you simply prune the limbs around that central leader. The other method is what we call the open system, where you take out that central leader and create kind of a bowl shape in the middle, which leaves it open in the middle, and more light and air gets into the limbs that are going to produce the fruit.
So this cherry tree that you've got is about how old?
This one is only 3 years old. We've had magnificent growth out of these cherry trees. So depending on how well your soil is, you can get tremendous growth out of your cherry trees in a short period of time. Now,
well, and I noticed that you don't have any competition here for nutrients because you keep everything mowed and everything around the tree. Is that a good thing for the homeowner to do as well?
It's a very good thing, and what we're trying to do here, and the reason we keep the grass out from under our trees, is because the voles and the moles will get in there and they don't know the difference between the roots of the cherry tree and the roots of a weed. And so they will actually eat on the roots of our cherry tree, and we don't want that. So we discourage them by killing what's under it, keeping that nice and clean.
Got it. So this would behoove the homeowner, if they want to have a beautiful cherry crop in addition to a cherry tree, is to remove that competition from the base of the tree.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And then the same maintenance program that you would use with a normal fruit tree, obviously you're going to prune, and how much spraying does a cherry tree need?
Cherry tree it has to fight insects and it has to fight fungus. You get a number of different fungus that will show up. The fungus doesn't always kill the fruit, but it can make the fruit look ugly and be misshapen, so you don't really want that. The insects do serious damage. And of course, once you've got fruit, you've got to really watch out for birds. Birds love cherries.
Yeah.
Again, the main thing is to make sure you keep it well pruned. Do not prune in the summertime. You want to prune in the wintertime. Trees go dormant when it gets very, very cold. So we usually like to wait for the first or second freeze before we start pruning, and then we prune in the winter. And when you're looking at a limb on a tree, this limb now coming out this way is exactly what you want. What you don't need, and we would prune here, we would prune these two limbs out because they're growing straight up. They're what we call water spouts. They aren't really productive. Your fruit tends to grow on the limbs that are about 45-degree angle or less coming out from the tree.
So as if a homeowner's a little hesitant to prune, concentrate on these limbs that go straight up versus these that come out this direction.
And what you want to do with this one out here is you reach a point to where you're trying to maintain the orchard, and you don't want that sticking into your mower.
Right.
You cut it off at a point where you're not going to hit it with your body or your mower when you're coming through here. Other than that, you let the tree develop. Perfect. Most homeowners are afraid to prune. They're afraid they're hurting.
I know.
In most cases, they under prune rather than over prune. It's pretty hard to over prune unless you've got a tree that's way out of growth.
Well, and Curtis, that's a good tip, because we do tend to be a little hesitant, honestly, because we don't know what we're doing. So err on the side of over pruning, and you're probably not going to hurt the tree.
You're probably not going to hurt the tree. The tree will recover. We had the same problem when we first took over the orchard. We were scared to prune enough, and consequently, we always had overgrown trees during the crop season. The tree will take care of itself as long as you help it do what it can't do, which is shed the limbs that it doesn't need.
So get over your complex, prune it, and the tree will reward you, hopefully, with some nice, beautiful, delicious cherries in
Right.
the end, right?
And then all you have to do, Tammy, is worry about the weather. You know, you've got, if you spray and take care of the insects and the fungus, and if you prune and you take care of the air and the light, and you feed the tree the way it's supposed to be, then the only thing you have to worry about is Mother Nature.
That's
you know? And then we have the possibility of a late freeze. We have too much rain. We have not enough rain. We have too hot. We have too cold. Prayer helps. But this particular tree that you're seeing today, not a cherry on it, because we lost it due to that late freeze that we had this year.
Well, and again, this is the glories of gardening, is
Absolutely.
that it's unpredictable, but that also makes it a challenge for us. So thank you, Kurt, for helping us with this. I know that this is a popular thing for many homeowners in their yards and gardens, and you've definitely helped us today. So thank you.
Don't be afraid.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.